Hi everybody, this is Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks lunchtime streaming show where we watch old 16mm film, and that was some, it looked like B-roll of National Archives of women from Africa visiting the United States, and there was a little bit of a fashion show, but then they visited FDR's birthplace or summer home, or I'm not sure where that was. Didn't really check that. But yeah, we got some 16 set up on the scanner right here, and I was surprised I've not shown this. I'm very excited because it is what I love. It is called Kids for Sale, and it's about the evils of marketing to children in the early 70s, I think. Maybe later. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so we'll watch together and learn. Enjoy.
Crunchy, nasty scratch is so crunchy. It's a milk chocolate bar that goes crunch, crunch.
All-Star Saturday on ABC.
I don't have one favorite TV show. I have lots of favorite TV shows.
This is Quick Draw McGraw, reminding you not to go away, because we got 45 big cartoon stars competing in the fun-tastic Lap Olympics coming up. And don't you forget to eat it.
The most day I like to watch it is Saturday. Because there's a lot of cartoons on that day.
Hey, everybody!
I would hurt them.
If they took your TV away? How come?
Because I like to watch TV and there ain't nothing else to do but watch TV and play.
We start out very simply. Our basic needs are to eat and sleep. Soon another need develops, the need to know. The power of a child's curiosity is tremendous. It leads wherever the body can take it. With each improvement in the child's ability to move, to concentrate, to communicate, the world expands. Until recently, the child had to leave the protection of the home before it could experience the world outside. Now, in almost every household in America, there is an instrument that can bring a picture of that world right into our homes. That instrument is television.
Well, Ma, I'm home. Stop serving dinner.
Adults know that the images it brings do not necessarily reflect the realities of life outside. Children do not have that understanding. For them, seeing is believing, and they bring to TV what they bring to the world: an innocent eye, a wide-open mind, and a trusting heart.
Sometimes when I watch TV, if an animal dies on it, I get sad. And then when all these things die and everything. Like one time I watched this show and this little girl got burned. I was almost crying. It gives me a bad dream sometimes. It makes me wake up in the middle of the night. And I get scared, and then I just fall back to sleep.
You beast! Don't complain, Miss Lane. They say there's nothing like air travel.
10-year-old children watch television an average of 25 hours a week, as much time as they spend in school. Younger children watch even more than they do.
Slip in tension, 1 second. There was a whole row of sprockets that were ripped out. Trying to get past that.
Something special. It does. Exciting places. Exceptional people.
Powerful forces of good.
New friends.
Good morning.
More color, action, and adventure per minute than has ever been available to any generation before. And all at the flick of a switch. This is magic.
Playing my song.
But behind that entranced expression lies a very active mind. Children don't just look at TV for entertainment. They look to it for answers. Answers to some of the most pressing questions in a young life. How can I be special?
Green Machine, a racer for guys who like a ride that's really fast.
How can I be strong?
Cookie Crisp cereal is part of a complete breakfast, you know.
How should I act so people will like me? What's important for me to know?
Most famous and expensive paintings in the world is the Mona Lisa.
What's good for me to eat?
Sons just love the big juicy flavor of Lifesavers rolled candy.
How can I be happy?
All right, go ahead.
Now I feel good.
Television does provide some good answers to these questions. There are programs that offer children an experience with some of the real pleasures, mysteries, and problems of life in this world.
King George. He raised himself from slavery, became a free man. The cub's instincts got him as far as the catch, but they didn't tell him what to do next.
Danger! Danger, thin ice!
But most programs don't take those questions seriously. They offer an inaccurate picture of real life.
To energize his heart, lungs, and body fluid into pulsating action. Then load a mission disc into his brain.
What do children see?
And take your sleeve out of the eggs.
Often, they see programs that give the impression that 95% of all people are white.
But to pick up my spirits, I bought a jar of that new beauty mud. It's supposed
They
to
see
bring out the new
programs
you.
that suggest that
Not
women have few
satisfied,
interests,
just hide some of the
small
old
intellects,
me.
limited abilities,
Hey, Ann, don't you know this is a man's game?
and deserve less respect than men.
Means is a girl wants to be romanced. A proposal is the most important thing in a girl's life.
They see programs without any older people, except the occasional old fool.
Wow, he really stretches!
Stretch Armstrong!
They see programs that seem to teach that violence, far from being tragic, is fun, funny, and the solution to almost any problem.
Where have you got the boy? You won't have to start looking somewhere else. I told you I didn't know. You talk or your face is going to look like raw meat.
Children absorb it all. And what they see on TV one day, you can see the next.
These kind of guns, like machine guns, and the tranquilizers, and then a bomb.
Is that good?
Yeah, it exploded the whole ground. And it was Bigfoot never gives up.
I act like the ball is a heavy weight, and I pick it up and I throw it at my brother.
I don't have any strength. I make up for with what I lack up here.
The Laverne and Shirley is very, very funny with Lenny and Squiggy. And Happy Days, I think Fonz is really cool.
He's really a nice man and stuff. Rides around, gets in a lot of fights. I really like that. It's really good.
Yeah, I like the way when they be catching crooks and when they be shooting the guns at men.
The people who design television programs don't set out to distort your children's thinking or behavior. They just want your child to watch and keep watching. Why? In the case of commercial programming, the reason is simple. Money. Commercial television is big money. The greater the audience for each program, the more money each station is able to charge advertisers to run commercials. The main purpose of most commercial programs, in fact, is to hold your child's attention until the commercials come on.
It's time for my strawberry-flavored Frankenberry.
Cuckoo. You grab my nose.
With a taste so chocolatey.
Pop, crispy. My best friend is a cow.
And how?
We love Magic Burger King. More Magic Burger King. Yay!
Make way for your favorite band.
But if I had my way, every day, frankly, I'd like Franco.
This is the Slime Monster game, where you slime the other players with the monster.
So what do you say? Stick up for breakfast.
You see? You know, that's a pretty good trick, too.
The note says, please feed my baby juice, toast, milk, and tricks.
There's the formula for my secret frosting.
Wow!
It makes Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes cereal a delicious part of your good
Kids
breakfast.
are bombarded with commercials. The average child sees over 20,000 a year. And most children don't even understand what commercials are.
Right after the show, they show something so you won't have to wait for the show to come back on. You can just go get something to drink and just come right back and see the show.
Do you know why they have commercials on TV?
No. So yeah, because sometimes they have things on that show you, that tell you what you could do. Before the show comes on, they show previews, I think. I think that's the word.
Imagine you enter the world of the Shogun warriors.
Of everything kids watch on TV, nothing is more carefully produced than the commercials. More effort, thought, research, and dollars go into making that little half-minute than into making the rest of the show. These commercials are beautifully designed to sell a product to a child. There is a heavy use of close-ups and low-angle shots to make the product look bigger, faster, and better than real life. There are exciting soundtracks to enhance a scene that is really very ordinary. There are special effects to add a touch of magic. There are exotic settings and dramatic lighting to create an aura of glamour and fantasy.
Let's play. Last one was the marble on the
It's more than a matter of simple film techniques, however. The commercials operate on another level of persuasion as well. They suggest to children that the product is the answer to their deepest needs and dreams. Notice all the happy, close-knit kids sharing the pleasures of the product being sold. Buy this, says the commercial, and you belong. Get this, and you're a winner.
When you're really good, they call you Cracker Jack.
The commercials offer the promise of greater popularity.
Millions of kids like him.
Because of that cereal.
You'll never be big.
More adventure.
Dolls and adventures?
Time for a complete breakfast.
The commercials appeal to the child's desire for strength and good health.
You need a good breakfast, that's a fact. Starting off with apple jack. Green machine.
For a fast and exciting life.
Sleeping over was fun. Now we can
For
have
the
some
love
Kellogg's
and friendship
Frosted
of a
Rice cereal.
warm, special personality.
Mom and Dad are still asleep, so we gotta be quiet.
With such a promise of joy, the product becomes almost irresistible to a child.
And I saw some things that you can put together, like fold-out toys, something like that.
It's no surprise children feel they can't live without that sugary cereal or that latest toy.
When I like the cereal I like the best, I tell my mother, Mommy, will you go to the store and buy me like the best cereal I like is Frosted Flakes. I said, Mom, will you go to the store and buy me some Frosted Flakes? But sometimes she doesn't go. And then I said, will you buy me another kind? She goes to the store and buy me another kind. Well, I saw it in the store and I asked him for it. So I got it.
And small wonder they'll use all the pester power they can muster to get you to buy it.
I tell my mom.
What do you say?
Mommy, I want the Micro Mighty Moles.
And what does she say?
No. She doesn't have enough money. My dad can make $1 million.
It's hard for children to reason as adults do. They're still too young to examine the evidence or to compare prices and claims.
I tried that commercial about those potato chips that make you do a backflip. I tried that. I did half of it and I landed on my head.
They can't understand that people they don't even know might want to use or deceive them.
They looked much more better on TV because on TV they had all this different stuff with them, and all I got was the dolls and nothing else of the equipment that goes with it. And they did look bigger on TV.
Before they're done, these children will have been used twice to make money for someone else. First by the programmer, who sells them as an audience to the advertiser, and second by the advertiser, who recruits them as a selling force for his product in your own home. Later, perhaps, these children will become more discriminating. But for now, they're still wide open and more innocent than they will ever be again. Their minds are full of curiosity, an eagerness to learn, and a desire to be liked. Minds full of trust. They don't stand much of a chance against a medium that understands them better than they understand it. The cards are stacked against them. They are sold.
To go food shopping into a supermarket or go down the cereal aisle is pathetic. And it's the one aisle where you hear, I want this, give me this.
It's very difficult. It's an unnecessary confrontation, for me at least, between the mother and the child, to say no. And when kids are younger, when the kids used to ride in the cart, they would cry, and I mean, it would be a very embarrassing scene.
And Eva
is now gradually everything she sees she wants, and she'll say, well, I'm going to get 2 toys, and I'm going to get 3, and now it's expanded to 9 things that she really wants to have.
The real point to be made is that the children who are seeing this can't make the judgment. They don't know that toy because it's improperly made or whatever is going to fall apart in 2 seconds.
And the child is devastated because they've seen this miraculous thing work on television and it just doesn't quite do the same thing at home. The other thing that I personally resent about that is that the child is really not the person doing the buying. It merely is the person doing the begging.
My telling them about the realities of junk food and so forth doesn't really take hold for very long. When they see it again, they want it again. We'll go to the store and we'll look at it. And we went to the store and Matthew said to me, you know, it's not what I thought it was. So I said, everything on television is, you know, made to look a lot better than it usually is.
As far as what my kids watch in terms of programming, I'm amazed at the garbage that they watch.
So we set up certain hours, and it was hard at first. Of course, enforcing those hours, they always wanted to watch more than they were allowed to, but gradually, just by being firm with them, they settled into the routine, and they began to watch what it was we wanted them to watch.
Public television is an alternative to commercial TV. And what I find is that it's both entertaining and educational, so that the shows that Eva watches, and Eva's 4 years old, are really useful to her in that she's learning a great deal about the world outside through them, as well as sort of educational things, ABCs, numbers, and all that sort of stuff.
What letter is it?
I think you have to be very creative yourself, and that you have to provide an alternative to television that's appealing to them. Not just say, no more television, go do something else. You have to say, come and let's make cookies or let's do something else that they will enjoy. I think one of the things you should do is know what programs your kids are watching, even if you're not home, so that you hear feedback, maybe not immediately. And then if it's something that's disturbing to you, at least you could respond to it. If I sit and watch the programs with them, there are certain things that are happening. We are doing it together, therefore we are in communication. They know that I'm not just saying don't watch and I don't know what I'm talking about. They are more willing to listen to me if I am a part of their activity.
Make use of what's good for a time, a part of your family. Or perhaps as a sounding board or a jumping off place to go to the industry and say, look, this could be awfully good, this could be enjoyable, let's do something about it.
I still think there needs to be a wide variety of characters on television and in different roles. And even though we have minorities on television, they still don't really take on leadership roles, and I think that's important, particularly in children's cartoons. Though we have the Jeffersons and Happy Days and some of the others, children's cartoons, generally the minority shown on the cartoons are in some kind of group roles rather than real leadership roles.
I just find it very difficult to see television executives as the generators of a society's values, which I think they're doing.
When they first invented the printing press, they didn't print comic books. They printed worthwhile things. Television has that potential to do some awfully good things.
They're taking advantage of someone who has no judgment, who has no basis for comparison, has no other influence that strong. I really do feel that they play on the children. And that's perhaps immoral.
course, I dig this because it came out in 1979, and I was acutely critical of what was on television. There were certain things I certainly enjoyed watching, but I was also aware that TV advertising was not accurate. And it's because I think my parents had a subscription to Consumer Reports, and I would read it, especially the back where it talked about there was this like special thing that talked about these crazy campaigns that just lied to people or were just really incredibly bogus. So, yes, do we have critical thinking when it comes to advertising now? I don't know. That's something I always ask school teachers. I'm like, hey, do you ever do media literacy or advertising literacy? Because I think it was important. It allowed me to kind of look and be critical of what I was watching. I certainly would fall for some things. Some ads I loved, and certain things I thought I bought because of advertising. But in general, I ignore it. All right. So this next film is about training in the Air Force. It's The Year of 53 Weeks. Enjoy.
Wonder what it'll be like.
Haven't the slightest. Well, maybe like college, only more fun. A little study and a lot of flying.
Morning, sir.
Here you are, Sergeant. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
I thought you went through that routine at ROTC.
Oh, sure. But this is my first real official Air Force salute.
Call me when you're through and I'll come get you.
Okay. You feeling all right?
Oh, stop it. I always feel fine.
Well, see you later then. Take care of Willie.
Willie, the name is Boris.
It gives me the utmost pride and pleasure to welcome such a diversified class for supersonic pilot training. It is my understanding that we have students from the Air Force Academy, from officers' training schools, several from within the Air Force, and many straight from the Air Force ROTC program, as well as a few foreign students. This diversification will help lead to
tribulations. The joys and triumphs you will experience during your training year will become a part of your fondest memories. Memories you will carry throughout your Air Force career. So, if I, in any way, might help in developing a memory or two, remember, my door is always open.
Lieutenant Thiel, sir.
Theo? Captain
Sir.
Bowie, your training officer.
Glad to meet you.
Where are you from?
New Hampshire, sir.
New Hampshire? Glad to meet you.
Thank you.
103, please.
Lieutenant Blake, sir.
Blake? Captain Bowie. Glad to meet you. Where are you from?
California, sir.
Glad to meet you. 103.
Boy, it's hot. I'll be glad to switch into suntans.
Same here.
Reminded me of registration at college, only better organized. They've got our wings on display. Unless you wash out, they stay there until you graduate. They treat you like a human being.
Like an officer and a gentleman?
Sure, it's the same thing. Oh yeah, something else. All married students are allowed to live off the base. And I got a lead on a good apartment.
Are you ready to order now? What are you having?
During the first week, the student will complete orientation and processing. There are forms to fill out, and more forms. Classes to attend, places to go, and more places. Flight gear to pick up and get fitted, patches to get sewed on, shots to get, doctors to see, and more forms.
You know what? It's Saturday. 1 week down and only 52 to go.
Think you're going to like it?
Oh, first week's been a little tough. Got to expect that. But when we start flying...
Guess I'm in for it. Just an airplane jockey's wife. Come on, let's go look at that apartment the Family Services Office told you about.
Okay, let's go. I guess you require first and last month's rent.
Yes, we do. You know, most of our tenants are students like yourselves. You'll have plenty of company.
Good. You know, maybe I can get into a carpool. Do you like it?
Oh, it's just fine. Let's move right in. If we can get the furniture delivered.
That shouldn't be any problem. Here's where I'm setting up the study.
Flight instruments, flight indoctrination, flight planning, navigation, synthetic trainer, weather, aviation physiology, and physical conditioning.
Finally, you begin flying.
How far is it to the T-41 field?
About 30 miles from base.
Way out in the boondocks.
It saves embarrassment. A guy can make all the mistakes in the world out there, and no one at the home drome will ever know.
What's all that noise?
I don't know, it's from behind a building over there. Holy mackerel, is that the T-41?
If it is, we've been had.
You ever flown an airplane, Lieutenant?
No, sir.
Well, we'll give you your dollar ride. You'll get the full 30 hours. Okay, you take control. not like driving a hot rod.
Look at that dodo. It's a good thing he isn't driving a jet.
Well, that's why they start him off in T-41s.
Okay, Blake. I'll take over.
Hi.
First flight was a cinch.
Really?
Started already, huh?
Never too soon.
Oh, this is for you.
That's only a week away. I'll have to get a new dress.
That baby is costing me money already.
Who's that man?
I don't know.
He looks mean.
Done all I can for you, Lieutenant. You're on your own.
Thank you, sir. Down as easy as I got up, I'll have it made. Play it cool now. Remember, he's not here to do the watching. Boy, this is living. Uh-oh. This one's gotta be. Jeannie, honey? Chalk one up for old Dad. I did it!
Oh, Bob, I'm so proud.
How you feeling? How's Oscar?
Oh, I feel simply marvelous. The name isn't Oscar, it's, Chauncey. Chauncey Blake.
Say, that's got class. I'll be home real soon, honey.
All right. Bye. Bob, honey, you can't study all night. You've better come to bed.
Airmanship, magnetic barrier, course interception, Performance specifications. Climb data. W over G times A. Spoiler system. Thrust attenuators. Overheat. Anti-ice. Oxygen system. Pre-flight. Post-flight. Computers. Alternators. Instruments. Level all. Adverse yaw. Checklist. Handle. Snake bite. Explain. Describe. Define. List. Identify.
Bob, wake up.
I dozed off.
You've got to take it easy. This studying half the night is too much. Now come on, get to bed.
Don't be asleep when you gotta go. And you better know how to go. And you better know how to land. That's why the simulated before the real. The link trainer before the jet trainer.
How do you read me?
Loud and clear. Now put your helmet on, your microphones, and your mask.
A low-wing, dual-control jet trainer, powered by 2 turbojet engines. The T-37 is known affectionately as the Screamer, the 6,600-pound dog whistle, and is occasionally described as a machine for converting fuel into noise. These and similar comments will be forgotten in the cockpit.
Get your nose up, Lieutenant. Get your nose up.
This bank control goes haywire.
Well, have you let him just while you're flying the airplane?
Good gravy. Well, what are they selling here? Pilot training or calculus?
Some of these students are so far behind the aircraft they wouldn't get hurt if they crashed.
I know what you mean. That's why I keep pounding it in their heads. Learn those procedures. Learn those procedures.
What is the emergency procedure for engine fire or overheat during start?
Throttles cut off, fuel shut off, T-handles pull off, battery off.
Is it better now that you're flying jets?
This is an aircraft, Blake, not a wheelchair. Okay, roll it again. And this time, don't let it fly you.
I couldn't fly a kite.
I couldn't pilot a captive balloon.
Bob, will I get to see you during the Ladies' Day visit?
You bet.
This, of course, is a T-37 trainer, but ladies, will be covering all phases of training during your visit today.
Oh, golly, just look at all those dials.
While it seems complicated, learning to fly is really a step-by-step buildup of knowledge and experience. Each student is thoroughly briefed on all aspects of each mission before flying.
What a job. I had no idea how tough a course it is.
Oh, it's not so tough. They just didn't insist on everybody being a genius.
Oh, you're a genius.
Yeah. Tell that to my instructor. Jeannie, I've been thinking. If I wash out,
If you wash out.
I'm going to study pharmacy.
Oh, well, what brought this on?
Well, I've used up all my pre-solo time. That calls for a progress check flight. Blow that and I'm dead.
Blake? All set for that check ride?
All set, sir.
Major Wilson will be your check pilot. I'll be out at mobile control.
We're glad to meet you, Blake. Well, let's go.
All right, Blake, let's see a power on stall series. Fine, Blake. One more good landing and I'll turn you loose.
She's up at the hospital.
Can't understand it. She's always home at this hour.
Blake, she's at the base hospital.
Operator, will you get me...
She's what? The hospital?
Yeah, but
why'd you say so? I've been trying to tell you. What? Hey, it's a boy, a 7-pound boy.
I think I'm going to only all you do is save your aging at first.
Roll one for me.
Go for your 6. Just save your 4. Oh, I didn't know that. Screwed up. 4 6 on 4. That's all year. We're rolling dice with 25 dice. You don't think that's...
Hey, Daddy-O. Come on over.
Hey, where are the cigars, Father? Why aren't you out playing bachelor?
I want to be where the action is. Have a cigar.
Yes, sir. All you do is save your aging at first.
No, I mean it. That instructor tried to wash me out.
Well, they've got to pour on the pressure.
Listen, if I'd known all the pressure and the tension beforehand...
I'd have tackled the program anyway. I like to fly.
Me too. Fighters are for me.
Listen, that T-37 had me buffaloed, but not anymore, man.
You a tiger, Daddy-O?
I like flying, but all the competition, who needs it? Rah, rah, rah. Win that soccer game, beat the other guy. Get that top assignment for yourself. You tell me.
You gotta have competition. Cream always rises to the top. They gotta see if you can take it.
Fly. Study. Exercise. Study. Rest. Fly.
Blake, I said it before and I'll say it again. That's a throttle, not a plow handle.
Exercise. Study. Study the air conditioning and defrosting systems. Study the power plant. Study thunderstorms. Academic. 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 After experiencing brief periods of pride, self-satisfaction, undue confidence, the student will experience much longer periods of pressure, tension, and self-doubt.
You have to relax to fly formation. Relax, man. Relax.
Gotta rush. See you later.
Bob, you simply must relax.
At night, your depth perception is unreliable. Your sense of altitude is always mistaken. Get to know your instruments and trust them.
There are ups as well as downs. But there comes a day.
Well, that does it, Blake. You're through with this bird. Now passing you on to the T-38. Well, maybe I shouldn't say this, but in my opinion, you'll learn to fly someday.
Thanks, sir.
Will the T-38 be hard to fly?
No, nothing to it. The worst is over now.
Who's your new instructor?
A guy named Kendall. Haven't met him yet. He's been on leave. I get my first flight with him tomorrow.
Captain Kendall, Lieutenant Blake reporting.
Yeah, I'm Kendall. Ready to start work?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Just a minute, Blake. I like to start off on a first name basis. Feel free to use mine at all times. Just call me Captain.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Remember, you're not in T-37s anymore. This aircraft separates the men from the boys. I can see it's going to take some time, Blake.
Bad day.
Kind of. How's Norman?
Norman? Oh, you mean baby. He's asleep. Oh, Norman. No, it won't do.
Fred? Ed? Ted? Ned? Jed?
No.
Okay. He goes through life as baby. We'll nickname him Babe.
Did you meet your new instructor? What's he like?
It was a mutual reaction. Hate at first sight. Of all the overbearing, arrogant... Remember that guy at the reception? The one who kept staring?
Oh, Bob, no.
Mm-hmm. That's teacher.
Born 50 years too late, Blake. Great biplane technique. Back in World War I.
How you doing in the T-38?
Lousy.
So am I, brother. So am I.
about showing that you're part of this hot rod?
That's a good one.
I knew you'd do it.
It'll be clear sailing from now on, honey. Let's go home.
Air power has more than proved its worth in guerrilla warfare. The movie you're about to see shows the F-5A operating in Vietnam. Will someone kill the lights, please? Basically the same aircraft you call the candy-coated training aid. Looks different in war paint, doesn't it? That's all for today.
Haven't heard you mention pharmacy lately, Bob.
Nope. That was a long time ago. Say, there's a dance at the club tomorrow night. Is it a date?
It sure is. It's a funny thing. Used to be a date with me had to be made a week in advance. I guess I'm slipping.
That's okay. Long as you slip in my direction.
Excuse me, please.
Kendall just told me, Jeannie. We were scheduled for a navigation training flight to Hamilton Air Force Base next month.
Why, that's your hometown. You'll see the folks.
You know, at first they had us aim for Bunker Hill. But Kendall got it changed. I can't believe he'd do me a favor.
Why not? Maybe you've become teacher's pet.
Oh, fat chance.
He asked me to call him by his first name. It's Ralph.
Good flight up, Blake. I'll see you Sunday at noon.
Yes, sir.
Have a good time.
Thank you, sir.
Too bad you couldn't bring Jeannie and the baby along.
Well, I got the next best thing. Took some pictures last week.
Let's wait till after dinner.
Okay, let's go.
All the way back to Arizona this afternoon?
Sure, that plane travels 600 miles an hour.
Honestly?
Okay, back to the program, Buster. You had your fun.
TACAN, radar, and ILS. ADI/HSI. Hypoxia. Newton's laws of motion. IFF/SIF. Night indoctrination. APX-25. And the student will be able to jump 10 feet first. Remove parachute harness. Remove tennis shoes while still in the water. The student will be able to swim. The student will don and properly adjust the LPU-2/P underarm life preserver.
Not a whole lot of time left, Bob. They'll be passing out assignments soon, won't they? Do you know what your class average is?
Well, it's good in all 3 grades. Military, academic, and flying. Looks like I get to choose my assignment thanks to Ralph Kendall. Through his help, I got a top performance rating. You know, I kind of like that guy.
Ralph. Doesn't sound too bad, does it?
If you're thinking what I think you're thinking... Well, son, you've got an A. It's Ralph. Ralph Blake. How about that?
This is what it is all about. This is the triumph over a long struggle. This is the reward, one of many, for persevering through the year of 53 weeks.
Wow. Mike Farrell. He could look like such a creep. He played such a gentle... I don't know. On MASH, that was my first introduction to really noticing him. And he always seemed like a nice guy on there. And then anytime I would see a TV show or movie where he was a bad guy, it just always like super creepy. And then he was obviously super creepy in this. So that was definitely in his acting DNA to be creepy. But Ralph, thanks for watching today. I appreciate your eyeballs and your comments, and we'll be back again tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Wednesday? Yeah. We have more films to watch. I should say that next week, next Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a live show at the Alamo Draft House. A lot of tickets have sold, but there are seats available in the front. And anybody that sits in the front gets a free special limited edition AV Geeks gift. So, the theater is set up in a way so it's not so you don't have to do like crane your neck, and the image is not that big either, so you won't get seasick or motion sickness. So, anyways, that's next week, Alamo Draft House, 7:30, I believe. We will see you tomorrow. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and we will talk soon.